Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Hey, y'all already know who my co-host is. Lo, what's up?
What up?
Man, Lo gonna be here either Tuesday or Thursday. I think she'll decide. I think she's gonna try to be here on Tuesdays, but if she can't make it on Tuesday, you'll be here that Thursday, won't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How you been doing, Lo?
All right. What about yourself?
Man, Lo, I've been doing good. There's so much going on in this city. You know, they had Coach Hamp's funeral on Friday. And I think, folks, do y'all know that the city of Meridian, after all the cajoling, all the cajoling, all the pleading with everybody in the city calling, such as Eddie Kelly, with everybody, you know, Eddie Kelly, Brandy, Percy called, Percy mama called, Percy wife called, and I gotta tell it like I tell it now. Everybody called from the city, begging him, beseeching him, pleading with him, please come and have this funeral on City Hall lawn. And that's what they did. Am I right, Lo?
They had it on City Hall lawn.
So, Lo, you got to tell the rest of it. What happened after this? What happened, man? I'm telling you, it's sad, folks, what they did.
It's very sad. I tell you one thing. Percy Bland charged that young man $1,200 to use the City of Meridian sound equipment. I think you can go to one of these electric stores and purchase sound equipment cheaper than $1,200.
Man, you get a nice system. Dice, man, how much could a nice system cost? You can get one for less than $1,200. You know, just for a PA system. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mind you, the funeral didn't even last an hour. Now, let me tell you this.
That's extortion.
There have been times that I got in the Frank Cochran Center numerous of times for the free. Mind you now, it's a $250 deposit plus $500 to rent it. I done got it countless of times for the free. The Veteran Young Center right next door to the Parkview School, I done gotten that numerous of times for the free without even paying a deposit. And I recall during my time working for the city, there was a guy that passed away that used to cater for Percy Bland. He passed away, and his family wanted to have the repast at the new Veteran Young Center. And Percy told his family that food wasn't allowed inside the new Veteran Young Center. So what Percy done was, he allowed the family to have the repast inside the City Hall on the 3rd floor. And he said that he would foot the bill, but I believe Percy giving them that room inside the auditorium on the 3rd floor inside the City Hall for the free. It been numerous of other people that got in these buildings at the City Hall, Eddie, for the free.
And my daughter had her wedding reception there for the free.
At the City Hall.
But folks, now look here now. Y'all see me smiling, right?
Okay, Tube Bell.
Yeah, Tube Bell, don't do it. Y'all see me smiling. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it now. That she got it for the free. But the thing of it is to charge this family $1,200 after you ask and beg them to come there and have the funeral there. That's unheard of. And $1,200 is unheard of. That's like $2,400 an hour. It was 30 minutes, you said, wasn't it?
I said it would last about 45 minutes.
We're going to round it down, Tube Bell.
I think
30 minutes, that's $2,400 an hour. That's
Brother
just too,
Hope,
they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Percy should give that man, that young man, back his $1,200. Just back in September, Percy had a birthday party on the City Hall lawn. Percy, did you pay to have that birthday party on the City Hall lawn? Absolutely not.
And did he use the sound equipment from the city then?
I don't know he used the sound equipment, but it was sound equipment there. It was speakers and things there.
From the city. And folks, this is $1,200 for Percy. You know, him and somebody going to split that money. I ain't going to pick on anybody else. I'm going to pick on you, Percy, because you're the one that... And then, didn't he have the audacity to tell the family that he didn't have anything to do with it?
I was told, he told one of the relatives, when one of the relatives called him up, he had a nonchalant attitude. Percy need to reimburse that young man back that $1,200. And then I was also told, now I was told this, but the $1,200 is facts. I was told that Percy brought it to the city council attention, asking them for approval to have the funeral there on the City Hall lawn, and said Kim and Fanny was in disagreement with it. So they don't think that he should have had it there on the City Hall lawn.
So we know Weston intervened, so how was he able to do that? What he did, one of them executive orders?
Percy think he can do what he want to. He don't call him out.
Because he's like Donald Trump. He's Donald Trump light. And you know, I went to the scene today where he was killed at, and this Mississippi Highway Patrol was out there recreating the scene, and I saw it, and I can tell you that Coach Hamp was hit so hard. I mean, folks, he was hit so hard. I mean, he was hit so hard, and he had the right of way. I mean, he never, probably the impact, it happened so fast when this 18-wheeler, it was an 18-wheeler hauling chips. I mean, hit him, folks. Hit him so hard, probably came over the hill, saw the light green, and really speeded up to make that light, and then seen it going to orange, probably, and even he wasn't at the intersection, and then went through the red light so fast. I mean, for 18-wheeler to hit him like that way, 18-wheeler had to been exceeding the speed limit. I say probably about 80 or 90 miles per hour. Hit him so hard low. That telegram pole that's in front of it.
I saw it. I
mean, it snapped it in two like a toothpick, folks, and then still went about another 25 or 30 feet.
And you know what?
It was really bad. And
I want to know that they drug test that 18-wheeler driver. And then, you know what happened? The stir tire of the 18-wheeler come off. The stir tire don't come off just for hitting on brakes. That man did not search that. He did not check that truck before getting off in that truck.
That's right.
I think he needs to be in jail. He needs to be charged.
Yeah, and not only, well, it's still a couple, it's still, I mean, if you run a red light, you broke the law.
You killed somebody.
So that make it what you call culpable negligence homicide. And so that he should have been charged with culpable negligence homicide. Just like the Roberts dude was charged with Arnold Arman's son. He was charged with culpable negligence homicide. Now, he was driving while drunk and not on a suspended license. Both of those are misdemeanors. Now, in our opinion, it was felony DUI for him. But the thing of it is that he still broke the law. And when you break the law and somebody dies as a result of that, that's what you call you're negligent. That's culpable negligence homicide. And the same thing that Van should have charged.
The white guy from Clark County.
He should have been charged with that as opposed to. I think he should have been charged with that and the other thing. You throw the book at him. When you're trying to get somebody, you got to do like the federal government did. You got to throw the book at him. You can't. I would rather charge the person and let the person face a jury that peers and let them hold them either guilty or not guilty. Take them through the same thing that you took me through and everybody else. You know, and so it's just that this system is set up in this area here not for us. It's set up against us in so many ways. And that's the reason why you have people like Lolo and myself that talk about it and doing things that you're not going to do, that you don't know how to do or maybe even afraid to do.
You know what? I want to know that Coach Hamp died on impact. I looked at that scene. I was like, I hope he didn't suffer. Because it was bad.
You understand the first blow, if he had died from the first blow, would have had been like a pressure. You know, like a neutron bomb pressure. But definitely when he hit that pole is what killed him. And it was instant. It was an instant death. It was instantaneous. And people, what I'm giving you based on my observation is my opinion. I have not read a coroner's report. I hope
they was out there today. I don't know what they were canvassing the air today out there.
I went out there and we actually I went out there with one of the family members. I don't mind telling y'all I went out there today with Fred Welch. He wanted to put a wreath up. And so tomorrow we'll be going back again and putting a cross up out there like they have in so many different places. And but anyway, we actually talked to the state trooper. You know, Lo, we gonna ask. Fred gonna ask too. But anyway, he actually talked to the the state trooper was there along with the crime scene recreation guy for the state of Mississippi. He was there. I mean, they had laser beams. They had everything. And this is what you need to do, folks. And I'm going to deviate a little bit, and they were very nice, and they didn't mind giving us information. I asked him how fast that he thought. He said that he didn't know. He has not finished with his investigation, but he will know. He will know. And the state trooper was so nice. She was a white female, and she said that the family members have a case number, and when they complete it, all that information will be in the case. So they'll be able to, so his son or any sister, family member, whoever the case, or anybody's public information, you could go down there and get it. And, of course, we'll be able to know how fast this person's going. By us being a commercial vehicle people, and that's one thing the person knows. Percy is a hog. He's greedy for money. He loves money. He wants money so bad that he's nitpicking this family for $1,200 because when you drive an 18-wheelers, you have to have a minimum, if I ain't mistaken, $750,000 to insurance. But most trucks on the road, especially when they're hauling things, they have like $3 to $5 million worth of insurance. And so this is what Percy looking at. And he shouldn't be looking at that. He should not charge this guy. If you waive that fee, how is it you have so much power that you can appoint people, like Coleman, Charles Coleman, incompetent, make a chief of police that's a sergeant and promote him over all the black folks that been there for years, but then all of a sudden now you become impotent. You got so much power when you want to do something wrong and something illegal that's going to benefit your ass, but when it's time to do what's right, then I don't know anything about it, or I don't have anything to do with it, it's out of my control. You micromanage every department head and you do everything. Am I right or wrong about that, Lord?
Absolutely. He needs to reimburse that man, that young man his money.
Money back.
You need to give him his money back, $1,200.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, you know what? This is reckoning day, right? We have an opportunity for change. This here is voting 2020. We have an opportunity for change. If those of you that haven't voted, and you heard a little noise a few minutes ago, believe it or not, Dice, it was somebody knocking on the door trying to get in. They wanted to vote. Oh, really? And so Richard was trying to tell them where to vote at. Oh, wow. Yeah, and so and that was a good thing. And I hope that you all that voted for 65. If you didn't so, and those of you out there, if you did, you're going to get the opportunity again if it doesn't pass. You'll get the opportunity again because 4 years from now to do the same thing again and put it up so that, hey, we can vote on this thing again, but by then you'll be very well educated. This is the second time that they tried to pass a bill law that's going to benefit the people. And
I think it would pass because you know what? He got a good many judges here, Republican judges in town that smoke weed.
That's true, but they're going to keep on smoking it too. But what they got is that they got, as the representative said, they have about 8 ways for it to fail and only one way to get it right. Mm-hmm. And to get it right, you got to check the first box, and then you got to check 65 or 65A. If you want it to pass, then you got to say 65 because 65A is a failure. And if you check the second box, and even if you say yes on the second one, it's still going to pass. It's a either measure fail or either measure pass. You got to click either measure pass, and then you got to pick the one that you want to pass, 65 or 65A. And if you check the first and don't check the second one, then that's a no vote. Mm-hmm. And vice versa. And so they do that intentionally. These old white men that are still trying to control, they're dying off. God is punishing them. They're dying off low, and they can't even see it. You're going to reap what you sow. You're going to either get it yourself, and I think they do. Mm-hmm. I think people really pay for, it's like karma. Karma's, it's bad, but karma follow you. So you better plant good seeds if you want good fruit.
You got that right.
And I got to tell you, folks, alcohol, 90,000 people a year die from that. Tobacco, 480,000 die a year. So those are the number 1 and number 2 killers, and they create all kind of health diseases. And these here are legal. These are legal substances that are more deadly and more addictive than alcohol. You got caffeine. You got sugar, opiates. You got 69,000 people die from it, and then another 15 million struggle with addiction. Then you have depressants like Xanax. Then you had the synthetic drugs such as spice. Then you had the stimulants such as Adderall. They give out here. And then you have antibiotic steroids, which some of these police officers, most of them is on, taking it. And all of those drugs, they're illegal, and they're more addictive and does more danger to society than marijuana. I know what you're saying, Tubel. Tubel, no, and folks, I don't smoke it, but guess what? I'm pro-choice. If you want to smoke shit, I don't care. Smoke it. Yeah. That's your business. All that reason why they don't want it to legalize it low, because they make too much money off of it. Make too much money out. And guess what? If you legalize marijuana in the state of Mississippi, you got to do something to fix all the people that are doing time. You got to let them go. If you send them to jail for selling marijuana, you got to let them go. If you send them to jail for using marijuana, you got to clean their record up. That's what they don't want to do, because, again, that disenfranchises us. Folks, ever since Reconstruction, and look at all these Republicans. It's the Republican administration. It's these Republican judges, these Republican party that are disenfranchising the people. And believe it or not, it's affecting us more so than any of them. They don't want our vote to count at all. And because we're going to keep on breeding low.
I had to tell you this. I was driving around
Look, we ain't worried about you and that little cough you got.
I was driving around this morning. Guess who got their sign up? Percy Bland got his sign up already.
Percy, we don't care.
He got a big old sign right there by LaToya Brown mama house on her property. Got one right there on 493.
Yeah.
I believe he put it up early on purpose for someone to destroy it so he can complain.
No, that ain't why.
You don't think that?
No.
Okay.
More people will be moving today past those places than any other time except for when they vote for mayor. So it's a strategic move so that people will see that he's running for office. And they go, oh, wow, I need to vote for Percy. So it's designed to create confusion, to make people think about him, and already it's advertising. He'll get more advertising today than he will any other time up until the election again, and perhaps more so today than he will on the election for next year, because more people will turn out today than they will next year when he run for re-election. So that's a strategic move that he's making.
Yeah, it is. But guess what?
That's a good move, Percy.
Sign doesn't vote, people do.
Tell him again, Lord.
Sign doesn't vote, people do. And we gonna vote your monkey ass out of office.
Percy, you got to go. You got to go. Lord, we gonna get him. Percy, I ain't even worried about hog tying you and pulling you out with
He's a titty baby. He's a titty baby.
You got to go.
He gonna go right back to Madison County with his mama, suck on her titty.
Did you see the picture of him holding up an award?
Oh my God! Did you see that dice?
What kind of award was it? What was it for? Who gave it to him? His mama gave it to him.
It was the vice lord and the gangster came together. They call it Unification Weekend. This nigga ain't done shit. Percy, what have you done to deserve such undeserved award?
The vice lords and the gangsters gave it to him?
They came together. They call it Unification Weekend.
Hold up. It was a vice lord that killed Charquez. It was a vice lord that killed Charquez Mercer. A vice lord did that. It was a vice lord, folks. Lil Rug, who y'all call him Tracy Tim, Lil Rug is supposed to be the leader of the vice lord, or one of the leaders of the vice lord, but they don't have no respect for him because they said, what has he done? He hadn't done anything. So if you get it, you might as well got two homeless people off the side of the interstate to give him an award. Percy, you want to show an award that you give from gangsters in county jail, the city jail, Clark County, Kemper County, Lauderdale County, filled up with gangsters and damn Crips, blood, and fucking vice lords. Only thing you proving to us is that you the leader. Are you the leader of the criminal organizations around here? Well, vice lords ain't doing anything positive. And look here, y'all come in if you want to. Now, if y'all don't like what I'm saying, damn it, come and toe-to-toe with me. You understand what I'm saying? But you ain't doing nothing positive around here. I know one vice lord. Well, I ain't gonna call his name. I know one person that's a vice lord that's doing something positive. He's buying houses around here, and he's trying to do something positive. He's trying to stop doing the things that are stupid. But my son, Taria, when he's in prison, he's in there now, he's a double IVL, Imperial Insane Vice Lord when he was in there. Now, he wasn't that on the street, but that's what he was. But either way, whether he's a private or a general, he's a Vice Lord. So, Percy, you going to hold up a plaque that you got from the Vice Lord? Look here, I want you to give my son a recommendation letter, okay, for parole.
And then, you know, I was told it was a gangster from out of town that give a person this award. They don't even know this nigga. Percy ain't done nothing.
And let me tell you,
I know. Them fraudulent ass plaque they got, them fraudulent ass, come on now.
Hold on.
Them plaque don't mean nothing. It didn't come from no state level, it didn't come from no national level. That shit is garbage.
And then Tracy Timms got one too for humanitarian. What kind of humanitarian have Lil Rug done? Lil Rug is the leader of the Vice Lord, folks. Lil Rug, that's what they call him on the street, Lil Rug, Tracy Timms. He got a humanitarian award. James Carter, ex-drug dealer, got bouncy bags from the Counter Foundation right here. And I went to school with his mama, Anna Pearl Clay. But he ain't never done nothing humanitarian. You go making sure and giving a few children something to play. It's that grant money he getting. See, everybody being political correct. How about, well, let's just be correct. That's some bull war. Them wars just as impotent as a 115-year-old man that's still living. Impotent. Can't do nothing.
You know, people hit me a lot. Where your war at? You've been giving back to the community for years. You've been out there helping for years. I said, I don't want no fake ass award. That shit didn't come down from the state nor the damn national level. It's garbage to me.
Two Belt told me to say this. He said that if James Carter, if you can just find some folks where he done something humane for, he said just one. Can you name just one? He said he'll let him keep that award. If you can just name one.
I'm never around James Carter.
We can't do it, Two Belt.
I'm never around.
Can you do it, Dyke? Can you do it, Lost? Everybody's shaking their head. They can't do it. Well, hold up. If any of you out there that's watching this program, can you name one humane thing that James Carter has done?
Dice know him.
But I can tell you this.
I know they have basketball tournament. I know they still having them.
They ain't got nowhere to have them at. All the basketball courts been closed down.
I say this. Now, as far as naming one person, I can't say that, but I do know James Carter. I know the young him. I know the him now. You know, he's a stand-up person now.
Yeah, he is.
You understand? So everybody got their role that they play. I can't criticize him for what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Or what he turned into later.
Neither can I, and I appreciate that he's no longer dealing drugs. Right. But to give him a plaque when you got people such as Lolo, you have a lot of people around here that are doing things that deserve an award, but he don't deserve one. I like the fact that he has a foundation, a nonprofit foundation, and he have it geared toward children. But I don't know of any children that he's done anything for, anything humane he's done. LaRug don't even have that. He drive a beer truck for selling drugs. You know, I told y'all what that is. He's still selling drugs. I don't know whether he ever sold drugs before, but he drives a beer truck around. That's what he do every day, all through the day. You see him in that little bit of, I don't know whether it's electric car or what. You see it around here, one of them beverage companies where he's the distributor giving people alcohol. So that don't do nothing but make us sick and everything. Do he get a humane award for that? And LaRoy, look at you, asked for it. You put yourself out there like that, and you standing up there all proud and stuff. Nigga, you ain't done nothing. I'm saying this to your face. Look at the video. I know y'all gonna go back and tell him you ain't done nothing. People like you, or in my opinion, people like you, LaRoy, you too, James Carter, because you standing up there with Percy, you trying to promote him and help him get reelected. But what had that nigga done for the city of Meridian, other than you got 4 of his police officers going to jail and all these things right here, and then you got a sergeant, a white sergeant, who was appointed to a captain position that's been made chief of police, but y'all gonna stand up and y'all gonna try to keep this thing going like it is with y'all feel good because y'all can stand next to the nigga that's corrupt. Y'all can stand next to this nigga and he can pat you on the back and you think you're important. Well, you're not important to nobody but yourself or the person or whomever that think you're significant, but you're not important in this community because you're not doing anything in this community.
Now, let me say this. I know a few gangsters. There are some decent people. And I know a few vice lords, there's some decent people.
So do
but
I.
Whoever handed Percy Bland that plaque is not decent whatsoever. They can't know his character. They can't know his works because he ain't done anything. Now, I thought about it back in 2015 when my daughter got shot. I think it was some type of fish fry I was having to raise money. And James Carter did donate me some fish. I recall that before. As what he do for the community, I don't know because I'm never around him.
I could tell you that.
I think he's much younger than I. Is he around your age?
Younger than me.
Yeah,
okay.
He's younger than you. I can tell you that when my son was going to East End Head Start, so we're going to go back probably like about 2016, I adopted Charles Young Head Start, meaning that me and my band, even your sister went there.
You was over there a lot. You was over there a lot.
One Christmas, the last Christmas we was there, he come through there. But how he came through there with the clown and everything scared the little children so bad he had to leave. He couldn't do anything. So, but he did come there for that at no cost to them. So things like that. But when you give somebody a humanitarian award, you got to have been done something where you recognize on a state level. Now I'm gonna tell you right now that ain't no vice lord. I don't know, and I ain't trying to put any organizations down. I'm just talking about you giving you take an organization, what about, don't they have a lot of, like the Red Cross and all organizations like that? Why haven't any of those people given person an award? Why didn't they give Little Rug an award? Or something from the state level, national level, you got a city where you got like 3 people patting each other on the back. And I know they family proud. I know Cheese Mama is, I know it too, but I said, bro, who you talking about Cheese? That's what they call him, Po Cheese. That's James Carter. That was his street name when he was dealing drugs. Lil Rug, I hear you talking now. Who is that? Well, that's Tracy Tim's name when he's supposed to. Folks, I've been in and out of town, but I don't know. I didn't even know Tracy was a vice lord or a leader of the vice lord.
Is that when you say Lil Rug, is that the older Tim's or is that his son you talking about?
I'm talking about Daddy. I don't know his son.
Yeah, I just talked to Tracy today. Now, I can vouch for him. Tracy was with me and a lot of the other guys with the Men for Change organization.
I know about.
So he's done something. You know, I just can't say they hadn't done anything.
Let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about what he done lately. What has he done lately? Winds of Change been out of existence for how long?
Right.
How long? I'm asking you. You talked about probably
a couple of years, maybe.
A little longer than that.
But a lot of the stuff is behind the scenes, just like with me and Direct Effect. Yeah. A lot of people don't see what we do. So I can't say he hadn't done anything.
Yeah. But I know about Men for Change, folks. How I know about Men for Change because I'm the one that drew up their bylaws. So I know when it started, the guy that actually the original founder is no longer part of it. And I broke away from it when Reverend, Reverend used to be out here pulling guard duty with Carver. See, that's what he was doing.
Stephen Mosley.
When Reverend Mosley, and I can tell you, me and Travis Ruffin clashed in Highland Park. And that's when we went to Highland Park to do the same thing he was doing kind of like here. And so how about a white police officer came to Highland Park actually interfering with what we had going. And so, hey, man, I jumped him. Yeah, I jumped him. And Travis Rushing saying, hey, I'm in authority here. I said, you in authority, but you ain't in authority over me. And that's a true story. And I left Men for Change because it was a watered-down organization that really wasn't doing anything. Standing out here where it's a red light at, well, and Steve Moses, I have utmost respect for you. But to stand out there where a red light is and walking people across the street when the light stopped, man, that's nothing because you didn't stop the traffic like a guard would do. You walked those children, but how about no child got hit then, no child got hit before you came there, and ain't no child got hit since you stopped doing that. So I'm going to say this about Men for Change, merely an impotent organization that didn't really do anything to really impact our community when it comes to the crime and the ills of this community. And I'm one of the founders.
You know what? The reason why no kids got hit before or after is because those were middle school kids. They know how to go across the street.
That's right.
And, some people do things just to be seen. Busy Street, A Street.
And when you said hit, you meant not being hit.
Not being
hit. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If you want to do something, make yourself worthy of something, you got that busy street right there with them kids leaving from T.J. Harris, going across that busy street. The cars that come from A Street going back toward Highland Park.
That's right.
Being right there on A Street is very noticeable. A lot of people do things just to be seen.
And I got to say this, that our children are resourceful. I mean, it's going to be hard to hit one of our children. I'm just telling the truth. When our children get hit, it's rare. It has happened, but it's rare. It's rare, but it didn't get hit. I know of I think when Two Belt used to live over there on the south side off 22nd Avenue, a kid got killed over there, got ran over by a vehicle, but it's kind of like in a neighborhood. Probably the vehicle was there, and Two Belt, I don't need you to not let me tell my story, but the vehicle probably was there, was probably lost and didn't supposed to be on there. I think the kid was going across 22nd Avenue. And that kid got ran over by a truck, kind of like what hit Coach Ham, and that kid died instantly. That's the only time I know of one of our children actually being hit by a car.
How long ago that been?
We talking about 20 years. Ooh. Yeah, about 20 years.
Good Lord.
And you had a lot of people came to. You had Terrence. What's Terrence's name? With the dreads.
Terrence Roberts.
Yeah, you had Terrence Roberts was there because he had that cafe there, and he allowed for Men for Change to come in there and do that. And I broke away from it because, and if I'm going to be a part, I mean, shoot, I'm like Jesus went in the temple. I'm going to turn the tables over. If I can't turn the tables over, and I don't have to turn them over all the time. I'm going to turn them over when they need to be turned over. But if I'm going to be a part of any organization, it's got to have some teeth, and it's going to have to bite. You can't just be growling all the time and not do anything.
I heard that.
So, Lord.
So, how long was you as a member of the Men of Change?
Shoot, I lasted 2 weeks. I'm just telling you the truth.
That's a long time.
I'll tell you something else, too. I was able to get Ronald McDowell, Dr. McDowell, the one that did the Temptations Coming Out of the Wall. he drew the stamp. Him and I went to Jackson and picked it up. I don't even know what that stamp is. You know, you have to have a stamp that you stamp everything is. I don't know, but I think one of the original founders probably still have that. He drew it, man. I mean, it was awesome. He drew it, and I paid for everything. I paid for the filing fee for Men for Change and all that. It's probably no longer an organization because they changed the rules probably about 8 or 9 years ago. Maybe 10, they changed the rules that you got to, every year you got to let them know basically that you're still going. Otherwise, they'll absolve you. They'll just, they got a word they use, and that's not the right word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That's my Ebonics for today. Folks, we got to tell y'all some more things, and it was a shootout on Oakland Heights. Lo, you got to talk about that.
Oh, my God. Well, Friday, it was a shootout right there on 42nd Avenue and 22nd Street. Everybody was at the funeral of the legend, the late Mr. Kevin Hampton, Coach Kevin Hampton. And one police officer responded about, I would say 20 minutes later after the shooting. Didn't even get out the car. The next day, shootout happened around 2 o'clock p.m. right there, the 5900 block, Oakland High Street, in between Oakland High School, the daycare center, Slade Steel, Clear Span, Russell, you name it. Broad daylight, just setting it off. You had thought you was at There's a Storm going to war, the way it was carrying on. And so I watched the news that night. Normally I don't even watch WTOK because I'm a news center myself. And I didn't see anything about it on the news. And so the next day I made a post on Facebook and talked about the shootout that taking place on Saturday. And lo and behold, someone that lived there in that proximity sent me a video of the shootout. And so I sent it to a news report. I said, this happened on yesterday around 2 o'clock p.m. City of Meridian have yet to release anything to WTOK. The police department have yet to release anything to WTOK. So they played the video that night on WTOK Facebook page. On yesterday, the failure, incompetent, inexperienced Chief Chris Reed responded and stated that officer went out there to the shooting scene on Friday and collected the shell casing. That was a lie. That police officer never gotten out the car. Never gotten out the car. On yesterday, you had an inmate to escape from MPD.
That's right.
Broad day, like yesterday afternoon. I guess it taken them hours before they realized the guy had done left. This guy had on leg iron shackles now.
And was able to get away.
On jumpsuit and shower shoe. Went out the back door. I was told a detective handed him off to a civilian to take him to the bathroom. And the civilian claimed they put him back there in the room and locked the door. This guy went out the back door last night. The police department officer was over there searching some apartments over there in Mountain View without a search warrant.
And I can tell you, my lady Tony was coming from somewhere and to take the van, either Van or Anderson. Which one drive the little old car? Last time I seen Van, he was in the big, but both of them bought him.
They probably was Anderson.
Anyway, whoever it was, she said fat, so that's Van. Pull up, follow her. She said she wasn't going to stop, folks. And now you know why she didn't stop? Because the last time she stopped for the police, they gave her a ticket, and then they would let her family member or anybody drive the car. They got it towed. And so she said she just wasn't going to stop until she got home. And she got home, and her and her children got out and went out in the car. And he said something. I guess he thought maybe that she had that person in there. She sent me a picture of the shoes. The guy, he left them shoes. He got out of shoes. I think he pulled the shoes off too better with the two. When he pulled the shoes off, you know, if y'all see this little scar right here, okay, let me find it. Oh, okay, y'all ain't got to worry about that, but I got it on somewhere. I actually did my hand. If you look at it, look at my hand, folks. You see it? I actually took the handcuffs off, and I did that just to mess with them. One of the things that we practiced in the 70s, we studied ninjutsu, how to get out of things like that. But if they do it like so, if they lock it down above this here, the bone right here, I can't get out of it. But if they put it here, or if they just put it on loose, oh, I come out of handcuffs.
I worked out there at the prison. Inmate come out of leg irons.
They
come out of handcuffs. You got a handcuff behind them, they can put it right back over their shoulder in front of them.
That's right.
They'll come out the handcuff and hand them to you.
and Lo, I gotta say this is that Where is the NAACP? We got so much going on. Where's the NAACP? Where's the NAACP even if a police officer is not doing right? Where's the NAACP when Chris Reed get promoted to chief of police? Where's the NAACP?
And hiding the same way they've been for years.
And you know what? They can't look at the fact that we have black people. They call that, in a sense, it's kind of reverse discrimination. Mm-hmm. It's discrimination. Discrimination is discrimination no matter who wields it. Now, reverse discrimination is when white folks are discriminated against by black people. But it's just discrimination, period, when black people are discriminated against no matter who it is. But what's the irony of this, and what's sad about it, is this is black people that are doing this.
Just black
because
people.
You got all three of them Bama's voted along with George Thomas to make Chris Reed chief of police. Folks understand that he was on a sergeant. Don't believe what the Meridian Star say that he was a captain. It was an acting captain. They bypassed the civil service. They didn't get approval from the council or anything. What his name? Charles Coleman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Charles Coleman. He the one approved for these guys to be acting. Two of them, Brunel and Reed, made them acting chief of police. Acting captain. And then they promoted him to chief of police. Understand, you have sergeants that been there longer than him. All he is a sergeant.
You have lieutenant that been there longer
than him. And they did that. And these are black people that were bypassed for a promotion that are more qualified than. And folks, I promise you, Percy got his picture everywhere on the
I'm finna tell you, that was Percy doing.
Yeah.
His job was to hire Coleman, make a fool of Coleman, to promote all these white people, all these black people, then get rid of Coleman. That was his strategy all along.
That's right.
That was his strategy all along. Coleman didn't even know these folks. He came right in the door promoting these folks, didn't know anything about it.
I got to say this about my Larry Gill. You know, I said I wasn't going to mention his name again, folks. But why is Larry Gill giving out plaques? Why is Larry Gill? Larry Gill is the one gave out this plaque. Anyone that
proclamation.
Yeah.
At the cemetery. Percy was too ashamed to do it. Percy know he had done scammed the family out of $1,200 for some Cedar Marine sound equipment that he done lent out free before. Countless of time.
A proclamation for Coach Hampton. But why is Larry Gill doing it? He doesn't work for the city. He's not even part-time employee for the city at all. He no longer works in Bland's insurance agency. So why is Larry Gill giving out plaques for the city of Meridian?
Hey, the real question is why you had to die to be acknowledged.
That's right. Good.
Percy done charged Cherry like that, the guy from Southside. When he passed away, he given that family proclamation. When Miss Bertha Flinch passed away, proclamation.
That's right.
Coach Hampton didn't even fuck with him, how he done him, and gave the family a proclamation.
And look how he did Bertha Kelly.
No, that's Bertha Flinch, not call her Flinch.
Yeah.
Why people had to die to be a knowledge person?
That's right.
That's what you call politicking. I talked about him so bad, beat up on him so bad, he couldn't find anybody to present the proclamation at the grave site other than a non-city employee, an irrelevant person to me.
Hey, Mike Espy was here at Wyman.
Okay.
Mike. Why you at Wyman? You could have went to Cafe 35. Black folks don't go to Wyman. Wow, man, that's the only thing. I still voted for you, though, and a lot of people will. But, again, I didn't see Percy there.
Really?
I didn't see him there.
He was too busy.
I wasn't there, but I looked at the video.
He was too busy putting up his sign. He was too busy putting up his Percy Bland sign.
Okay. Yeah, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break, folks, and we come back. We're gonna read all of your comments, and I want to say this to Angela. I appreciate you watching and everything, but your comment is not there. You got to show us your comment. You got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do so that we can see it, because the Dice Man been reading all the comments, but we don't see it. We don't see it even now. Went back to look at it. We don't see it, so it's got to be something that you're not doing or something. I don't know.
Let me say this before we go to break. You brought the NAACP.
Yeah.
And you want to know what they in hiding. Last year when I was terminated, the president of the NAACP, Eugene Bolt, remind you now, he's the president. I was the vice president. He called me the morning after I was fired and said WTOK reached out to him on a statement regarding me. And he sent me a text message of the statement he was going to make the WTOK. And when I read it, I said, okay, I'm fine with that. When the news came on, it's like he was throwing me up on the bus. So I called him up, dude, what's up with that? He said that WTOK misconstrued his word. No, they said exactly what you said out your mouth. So a short time period later, you got them 3 officers that were let go for alleged stealing money. Darrell, T.H. Evan. Now, I'm not
Sidney
knowing.
Coleman.
And Sidney didn't even get indictment. I don't
That's
think
right.
Sidney had anything to do with the shit
right.
anyway. Well, anyway, I hit the dude up. I text him. I said, "Oh, you gonna reach out to Percy Bland and ask him to release them officer name the same way the same way Percy leaked my name to the media?" That dude gonna call me and tell me that it's not in the bylaw that he can do that. He said, "I don't think it's in the bylaw." Well, you done me like that. He said, "Well, I can speak out, but as a pastor, not as a president. No, I want you to do it the same way you done me."
That's right.
I said, "Hell, I'm a paid dude member. These motherfuckers ain't no damn member." So a few weeks after that, here come Barbara Kidd showed up my notification. Percy Bland, former executive secretary, before she bailed out the back door and quit on your dirty dog ass Percy. She was going live and she had Percy tagged in the live. And when I clicked on the notification, Percy Bland was standing right next to the NAACP president, Eugene Boger. He and high. I said, that's the reason why, because he friend with Percy.
Yeah.
So, of course, Eugene Boger, the NAACP president of the organization, not going to speak on this corrupted ass administration, because the president of the organization is budding with Percy Bland.
And that's sad.
And he's
that's
not even
bad.
from here. I think he's
That's
from
a-
New York some damn well. He's not even from here.
Yeah, I think he said California. Somebody from California. Where it is, he's not from here. But that's what we get around here. We get people that are not from here coming here and make themselves important and then actually make money off our community, and we got to put a stop to that. We have opportunities. We only have 6 more months to put up with this, folks. And I don't care how many photo ops you get, Chris Reed. You and your buddy going to go. I'm going to tell you how we're going to make you go, Chris Reed. We're going to promote your ass back down to sergeant. And anything you done, we're going to get an investigation on the city of Meridian under the next administration, people. We really do need to get an investigation. And I know what you're saying, too, but what you're saying is that because we're going to get everybody up out of there, yeah, we're going to even get your ass up out of there, George Thomas. Got to go, old ass. You should have been gone. You ain't done shit for the city. Look at the city since you've been there. Out of everybody been there, George Thomas, shame on your racist ass. And the reason why I say that, folks, is because you look at the city of Meridian, too, Belt, and you know that too low. Houses been torn down. Look at the quality of life. The school is an F. A house is not here. There's not anything for our children to do. And people, that's by design. They don't want our children to do anything. They don't have anything for our children to do. That's by design. They still have a schoolhouse, from schoolhouse to the jailhouse, a school to prison pipeline. We're going to call it a city Meridian, the prison pipeline. They still have that. They still want our children to go and fill those beds so that their stocks can go up as opposed to going down, because they get paid when those beds are full. And so people, they still have this going here. So the whole system, so George Thomas don't give a damn. But what's sad about it, you get people like Fannie Johnson, Kim Burney Houston, and you, Dwayne Davis, get in there and fall lockstep in there and continue to do things to the detriment of this community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lo, you reckon we can go to break now? You got something to say on that?
We can go to break. We can go to break.
Dice Man, play us a song. Folks, welcome back to Reaching Out with Eddie. Dice Man, before we go, I want to talk about a couple of things, give more people that. I want to talk about how I got a phone call today. Y'all call him Bobby Clark. We grew up with him, Carl Clark. You know, the body shop up on the hill up there. Body shop been there for 30 years, folks. It appears that Bobby Clark running into the same kind of problem that Ked is running into with the city of Meridian, telling them that they can't build. You know, they told him that he cannot. He had the city inspectors come out there and told him he could not rebuild. See, you got a grandfather clause. If you've been operating a business inside a residential city area, and such as a garage like he has, he's grandfathered in. So it burnt down. He had a calamity. It burnt down. He want to rebuild. The slab is still there. How about they would not even let him rebuild and told him he can't rebuild there. So he called me today, and guess what Dwayne Davis said? He can't do anything. And he talked to Dwayne Davis. He went to community development. So the white guy and the black guy came out there and told him he can't rebuild there because the zone done changed. Now, what they should have gave him is, hey, he's grandfathered in, meaning that he can rebuild there. And not only that, he could rezone it. He ain't got to do nothing but fill out the zoning papers and get it rezoned, and he can build whatever he want to right there. But they ain't told him any of them things. You just can't do it. See what we run into around here, folks? That's what I mean. You got a lot of their accounting. I know what you're saying, Miss Two, but you're saying that I said a Meridian, Mississippi, Meridian, the prison pipeline. You have a lot of their accounting, prison and pipeline right here in a lot of their accounting, meaning that they're not going to do anything to promote black businesses. They're just not going to do that. And anytime a black business have any kind of problem, we got to go through the gauntlet in order to get it back going. You got Kedrick Morris, y'all call him Ked. He has a business now. He has a business that he buying property around here and rehabilitating. You know, these buildings. They tell him he can't rebuild his house. He got to tear it all the way down and start all over. See how you do. And guess who's doing it, folks? Silent. Is there any kin to other silent? I'm telling them my way. Yeah, they can. If they ain't kin in blood, if they're not biologically kin, they're, well, how we going to say this? We're going to say socially, economically kin, meaning that they're doing things that's going to oppress black folk. Solid. You know you ain't done. You know you don't care nothing about black folks. And you know me, you still can respect each other and talk about that. But you know you don't care. You know you focus on black people. Your deputies do too.
So Solid work. It's a Solid.
So Solid, they got a Solid.
It's a Solid work for community development.
Yeah.
Okay. How
about he retired with the phone company? And he said, you don't have a license. But I had them. Mississippi and in Alabama. I'm 67. But how about I know all this stuff? You understand what I'm saying? I'm like the Egyptians. I can build pyramids. I can read the blueprints. You got somebody that retired from the phone company, and I don't know what he did. Whether he run around or did whatever, or install phone wire. But the phone company does not build houses. You got people that are inspecting houses that don't know shit about it. So this guy here coming into our community, a black community, I hate when they take and get these damn crackers a position that a black person could get. I hate that shit.
Let me ask you this. Is the Frank Cochran Center grandfather in?
Yes, grandfather in. No, there you go. Oh, boy, I know what Lo just did. Say it again, Lo.
If Frank Cochran Center grandfather in.
And it is. So
let's talk about that $600,000 insurance. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about. We got to get Solid more. So Solid going around here telling black folks. Now you know I had I'm putting a slab out there, and so I did the slab. Solid is the building inspector, but he didn't come out to do it. The black guy did and approved and said, "Go ahead on the bill." Too bad I don't even think he know anything. I think Rayshard, my nephew, and your son know more about building than this guy does. But you got people you got plumbing inspectors. I remember the little white guy when he became the plumbing inspector. When I was out in Castlewood Community Building, he didn't know anything about plumbing, but he was a plumbing inspector. But these are white folks. How is it that you keep hiring white folks? Laura Carmichael, you got a sorry community development. Y'all ain't developing this is a black community, Laura, in case you don't know it. The people that in this community are not like the people you see in your household, in your church, and in the mirror, in your community. These are black folks. So you need to start hiring people that are representative of us. And we're tired of seeing that shit. And you can call me a racist if you want to. Well, damn it, if me thinking like I think, then yes, I'm a racist. You can't call me a racist because, Percy, I'm tired of your ass and I want you to be gone. I don't care whether you go to jail or hell, and that's the damn truth.
He can go to both.
Yeah.
Go to jail first, then hell, nigga. I can't stand his ass.
Yeah, and so you got Solid telling him, and so they're going to have the workshop. I'm going there. And Lord, I promise you, listen at me. Now, I know y'all say I talk a lot. This ain't one of my stories. I'm going to that workshop. If y'all don't do the right thing about these two people right here and black folks in general, I'm filing a lawsuit against the city of Meridian. I'm filing against your ass, Laura Carmichael, you Solid, you Percy, and your ass too, Kim. I'm filing against, including you, Weston. You got to go down with the ship now. I can't separate it, Weston. I got to sue you too. Suing all y'all ass. I got to sue the city council. Y'all the governing authority. Y'all ain't doing your job. We going to get the circuit court to do it for you, federal court.
But guess what, though? He voted different from all of them. All of them against Weston by himself.
We can't separate. I can't pull your leg off if I'm mad at it. If you get gangrene, they going to cut that damn leg off.
Well, guess what, though?
If they don't, it's going to kill the whole body.
The way they voted on the claim docket, Weston voted against the claim docket because he knows some illegal shit on there. So they come back and hit the city council with it. They gonna hit them four. They ain't gonna hit Weston because he voted against
you have to, but you can't do it like that. You can't separate it.
That's the way it'll be though, because he didn't vote in favor of it. Now I see what you talking about. That's different.
Legally, what you're saying is true. What you're saying, if anybody do something, they are held liable. Somebody like me, since I'm working for public. No, I'm just kidding. You're right, Lo, because if I was to file suit, they would have to bring Weston into it because I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I would not bring him in. And then let's talk about Frank Beard. Now, Frank Cochran
Center.
Let's talk about Frank Cochran Center, folks. Now, it burned down how long ago, Lo?
Oh, it's been some months ago. Probably about a year in the person when you started on fire.
And then how much the insurance was?
They gave $600,000 according to Percy Bland.
And Percy wants the city to do what?
Give more money so he can expand it. You know, I was told that once something burnt up, you had to put it back the way it was. So why he come with all this extra shit trying to get extra money so he can put it in his damn pocket?
He's not doing it right now. Now, they have what you call holdback too, meaning they don't give you all the money.
Percy ain't 20%.
Yeah, Percy ain't said nothing about that.
He didn't tell the council that.
What about the content money? Where's the content money? He ain't said nothing about that either. But so this is money that he probably already done spent. But you got holdback money. He's not telling the council about that, meaning that he's going to keep that money too, but he's going to keep the content money, probably already done spent it. So now he's trying to get the council to come up with enough money so he can spend upward $1 million. If you have what you call full replacement value, if it costs $2 million to rebuild it, once they build it, they're going to give the city of Meridian that additional money if they have what you call full replacement value. And I'm sure that's what the city of Meridian has, full replacement value. See, Percy didn't expect us to talk about this low. He expected to get away with that. He was going to steal that money. He wasn't going to use that money once we send him home so him and his wife can go somewhere. Because Percy, once we get you up out of, we want your business to go just like your brothers to go. We don't want no part of you and your family here in the city of Meridian, period. Dice Man is getting ready to read those comments, but I got to talk about Frank Berry when I come back, and then we got to talk about the black convenience store down there on that state. Dice Man, what about those comments? Did Angela Amerson, we call her Gay, did she leave a comment?
We'll find out in just a second.
Because we're going to read them all, Gay now. Yeah. If you got one of them, Leo, what they call it, one of them Huawei phones, y'all probably call it Harangue, but it's Huawei, one of them little ZTE phones. You got to have a Android phone, one of those, I guess a Galaxy or an iPhone. No, you ain't got to have that.
Okay, we got Tristan B. Hampton says, hey, beautiful people.
What up, Tristan?
Hey, Tristan.
We got Thais Eads says, good evening, everyone. Hope y'all voted.
What up, Thais? I'm going to beat your son up. He said he didn't. He said he wasn't going to vote. I know Renzo was just pulling my leg.
All right. We got Carlos Wallace says, good evening.
What up, Carlos? That's the mayor of Tumasuma.
What's up about Mayor Tumasuma? We got the mayor of 9th Avenue, Wayne Hope. Do you get paid about how much? Wayne don't get, $2 or $3 a fine with him, $2 or $3 a day now.
Okay. We got Dennis Allen says, yes, Gray, the road on 5th Street still blocked at the inner to the Black Historical Business.
By the gas station.
At the entry to the Black Historical Business.
And that's sad. And folks, y'all know what Percy said. Here it is, too, Bell. Here it is. Everybody, Dolores, everybody that grew up in Meridian or been to Meridian, we had an area on 5th Street that we could hang out and go to. This administration has destroyed that. This administration done closed the street down to further run black businesses away. Percy, when we get you up out of there, we getting all them white businesses out of downtown, period. This is our city, and we want whatever's going on downtown, we want it to represent us.
I mean, why would you close down 5th Street? Because of a few little bricks, probably not even a handful, falling off the old cab station.
And no, we can rebuild 5th Street, and let's just do that. We can rebuild the Magnolia Theater. We can do all the things. But
Mississippi Department of Transportation giving the city a humongous grant some years ago to rebuild the Black Historical District. Ask Percy Bland what he done to that money.
He spent it, but that's all right. We'll get it again.
Front Street.
And Percy, we gonna bring a forensic. We gonna forensic. What they call those person that do a forensic auditor? That's right. We are gonna bring them in. Look at your books, and we are gonna put
not the one you've been using, Brazil.
No. We are gonna bring one in if we have to bring them in from Canada, but we're going to bring a forensic specialist in, an auditor to come in and look at those books. And Percy, we're going to put you and anybody involved, we're going to look at your administration all the way back to the first day you became mayor. And anything illegal, it's good there's no statute of limitation in the state of Mississippi on almost every crime. And so you going to jail, Percy. You and anybody, y'all might well get scared and get ready. And Percy, you ain't going to make it. I know y'all think of Donald Trump. But I don't know, but we're going to have us a special show Thursday. Lo, you coming back Thursday?
Absolutely.
You got to come back Thursday. I'm going to tell you why, because the Dice Man pulling something too, Bill. I don't know what's up with the Dice Man. We going to find out Thursday, though.
Okay.
We're going to find out Thursday. Hey, look here.
Be ready.
Hey, I got to study too, Bill. I got to go back to Lo. You better study a little bit for Dice Man.
I got him.
You got him?
I got him.
All right.
Okay.
Law, Richard, you better come in. We want you on the Dice Man team. We got to have Richard in it. So Richard going to be here Thursday.
We going to tag team on him
Yeah,
like we did last week.
Yeah. No,
but the IQ thing, we going to tag team on him. No, we going to... He's smart enough to handle himself.
Richard is a Republican. We got to have
He's
Richard.
a Republican?
Yeah. But he voted Democrat today, folks.
He might be a damn millionaire voting as Republican.
That's all right, but not all of them are now. Not all of them are. But anyway, Dice Man, I'll come in.
Stand strong. Joy Moffitt says, good evening, everyone.
What up?
What up?
Thais Eads also says, Percy should have done it for free. He was a citizen of Meridian as well as a coach for the high school.
A legend.
Right. And I agree.
Absolutely, Jay Boogie.
Ellen Franklin says, good evening, peeps.
What up?
What up?
So, Miss Franklin, Fred Welch says, good evening, good people.
What up, Fred? And Fred is related. That's
he related to the Hamptons.
That's his cousin.
First cousin, isn't it? Is it first cousin?
Yeah, first cousin. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go down a little bit here. Matty Turner says, $1,200. How did he come up with this amount?
That's what he needed to pay down on probably Darrell Thompson attorney fee, because he didn't pay it all in cash. Since he was the mayor, they knew he could steal it. So, and I'm telling my story now. All right, now that's what I say. He probably it's whatever he need to do, car note, house note, or whatever. He need the money because he done stole all he could steal from the city of Meridian.
I would like to know where they get these set fees from too.
Yeah.
It don't even cost that much to rent the damn auditorium out inside the city hall.
It don't cost that much, boy. When they brought Juneteenth down there, when Craig Houston was bringing Juneteenth down, he brought in the 18-wheeler with sound, and it didn't cost that much. Y'all, let me tell my story now. It might have cost a couple $100 more, but that's quite a bit.
Especially for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and they was there all day. And if I ain't mistaken, it could have been $2,500. I know Craig gonna tell me what the actual price is, but I ain't gonna tell y'all. It was $1,200 now.
Do the city of Meridian pay $1,200 during Juneteenth?
No,
absolutely not.
They don't even get $12. They with George Thomas running it and Ken Bonner Houston. Here, you got black people that always want black people to feed them and vote for them, but you don't do anything for black people. That's all I want y'all to see. You ain't gotta listen to nothing I say. You go to them or either just Google it, look at their report card. Find out what it is they done or have not done for this city.
Okay. Thais said Tracy Timms been doing things in the community.
Such as?
Patricia Allen says, hi, Eddie, Dice Man, and to pulpit guest.
Hello.
There she go.
What's up, Trish? Dennis Allen says, Men for Change sold barbecue and kept the money. They was a con group, in my opinion. I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember them selling anything either, but he said that's his opinion. Right. So we're going to let him tell it. That's his opinion. Yeah.
You don't remember they sold the Boston buck turkey a few years ago?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they sold some Boston buck turkey.
I probably was not around them at that time. We kind of splintered off a little bit.
I believe it was around about 2014, 15, right along there. Probably about 2014.
Okay. Yeah, no, I had splintered off by that time. Okay, let's find where we at here.
But I gotta say this, and so maybe I always had respect for Tracy and James. I don't know a lot, but I lost that when he started basically promoting this administration and looking the other way when you see all the corrupt things that this organization is doing. And I don't want anybody that's doing anything that's destructive to my family or my community to give me anything. I want them to show me what door they gonna exit out of to get the hell out of my face or get out of my community. And so that's what made me lose respect for Tracy, so that y'all can understand that it ain't got nothing to, that what I have against him is that he promote this administration, you know, and that's his right now. But how can you grow up in this community here and want this community to prosper, and it's not prospering, and you want to keep something here that's detrimental to this community that our family and friends grew up in?
Okay. Thais said Tracy has the Big Brother programs and many, many more. He just doesn't ask to be showboat
for
the things he does. That's my opinion.
Okay, Miss, what are they, Thais Ease Two Belt. You some Kinder Two Belt, ain't you? You ain't gonna let folks know, I'm just kidding. But that's your story and you stick to it, so you kind of like me. Tell your story. But do you know anything about the Big Brother program?
Never heard of it.
But I know a lot of children around here that have benefit for it. Just having an organization and an organization not doing anything, there's no reason. That's not a humanitarian award. We got too many children that need a big brother. It's too many kids in this community here that need a big brother and don't have one. And if he's over because you are the leader of an organization, doesn't make that a viable organization because it sounds like Big Brother program. What big brother have you brothered? You know, we got too many out here and going to school. So, you know, that's good you saying all that. Is you fucking that man?
I never heard of that. Big Brother, I never heard of that.
All right. Dennis Allen says, Gray, you and Rugg needs to get y'all one on. Killing myself laughing. Yeah, joking. So
no, but he might be right. Maybe little Tracy. This is what I say to you, Tracy. Come here. Sit here on the hot seat and where you want to. And promote yourself. Tell us what you done did in this community to earn that award. And not only that, tell us what you've done. If you're a member of an organization, hey, I'm a Mason. Masons right here don't do shit but give out apples over on East End Masonic Lodge, give out apples on Christmas. You know, that ain't nothing viable in the community. You saving all this money, then you build. It's just like the churches. They're not doing anything because I'm a member of Mount Hermon Church. Ain't got no money for y'all, you know. But if you come there with a light bill or water bill that need to be paid, we going to do all we can because that's the kind of, we are a small organization, but we'll do what we can to help you.
Mason, the East Side Mason.
Yeah.
They was over there at the Vermilion. They over there all day feeding and giving away drink to the people standing in line.
Yeah, but guess what? All them people that came there that they giving food to. But how about I know people that really need that food. You know what I'm saying? The people coming there that gonna vote, they gonna vote whether or not they're there. That ain't nothing viable in our community. Giving apples away all this time, it had implemented not any kind of change in this community. They ain't sitting here talking about what's going on. I mean, I know some of the guys that go there, but you know, sitting there talking about stuff and waste. Let me just tell y'all a little bit about I'm a Mason. I've been in all the houses. Now, I know what y'all saying. I'm not active. I'm not active. But once a Mason, always a Mason. Now, you challenge me. Depending on my obligation to treat all men just and fair. All men. Not just Mason, but all men just and fair. And the penalty of my obligation is the penalty of any Mason's obligation. Once a Mason, I'm a Menashian. For those of you that don't know, I'm an expert. I stand ready to be tried at any time. Challenge me at any kind of way you want to. I've been all the way around. I've been across the desert. You understand what I'm saying? I done been to the east. I'm traveling east. Traveling east ain't nothing but all that stuff allude to one thing: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. When the Bible talk about people suffering from lack of knowledge, that's what we all suffer from. You arm yourself with the sword of truth, meaning learn all that you can. A Masonic organization is witchcraft. Damn it, you ain't gotta like it, but it's true. When you talk about the all-seeing eye that's on the dollar bill or the pyramid, all that stuff, the 5-pointer star, the pentagram, Eastern stars are witches. I know you're an Easter Star Day, you ain't got to like it, but you need to study your history. And I'm telling what I know is factual as one Mason speaking. It's witchcraft. Black Masons don't do anything according to the book. White Masons do. When white Masons, reason why you don't never see white Masons in the lodge because they go in at 12 o'clock midnight and they come out before the break of day. Witchcraft. But black Masons want to go in after work and get home before 6. Black Masons promote all 3 degrees in one night because I got all 3 of mine, just like my brother David got all 3 of his. And then I know when Bernie was the wishful master there, he got his 14th degree. In Birmingham, I got mine over there on 26th Avenue. They done tore it down. I got mine Shriners in Jackson. He got his in Alabama. No higher degree than that. The Shriners are the Masonic Funhouse. Masons have Shriners Convention. They go and they can mess with prostitutes and break any kind of law they want to. They won't go to jail or anything, and they commit adultery and all that kind of stuff. And when you go into the lodge, you got to be stabbed in the chest. You got to, just like witchcraft. And if anybody go in there And I said, you don't supposed to talk about it. Well, it's in books. You can go and read this stuff. And how about when you kill a Mason? If a Mason kills somebody, they get away with murder by placing the body from east to west, and they take the head, clean off the body, set it in the chest, and have it looking to the east. When a police officer or anybody walk up on that, they're going to have that in the description. Masons have infiltrated all forms of government. They're judges, they're lawyers, they're representatives, they're senators, they're president of the United States. You can Google that. And once they see how that body is left, that's an unsolved murder. You understand what I'm saying? It's witchcraft. And when you talk about how when they standing up, if you go and look at it, talking about Jacob's ladder, it's a mockery. It's the devil mocking God. If you believe in God and you're a Mason, then you better get up out of it, because it is not of God. It is witchcraft. It is of the devil. The pentagram, that's the goat head, the Easter star. They don't even know how to hold the star. You look at it on the back of the car, it's a star, but take the pentagram and turn it upside down. You got the whiskers here, and you got the horn shooting straight up. It's witchcraft. It's all it is. And so that's enough about that. I'm trying to go out on a tangent.
I'm glad you brought it up. Once you're a Mason, you always a Mason.
That's right.
Is that the same thing? Once you're a gang member, you always a gang member to death?
Yeah, they have to. In our case, it's Masons get away with everything, and we got a way of talking. We got a way of talking to judges. We got a way of talking to lawyers. We got a way of talking to signs and symbols, and it's the oldest fraternity. And from that fraternity, all the others came, like your gangsters and your vice lords and all those. Those are what we call our grandchildren, because they take some of our signs and our symbols and they make them ours, and they we're gonna say convert it to a different meaning. But they take our signs and our symbols and they use it. But any vice lord or any gangster know that I'm their grandfather. They know that any Mason is their grandfather.
Like I said, once you're in a gang,
you in it for life.
Okay.
Blood in, blood out.
So when things happen, you can't separate yourself, saying, I don't have anything to do with this, because that's what I done back in my younger days. No, once you're in the gang, you're in the gang. You know, some people only in it when it benefit them, but when shit hit the fan, they want to separate themselves and say, that's the old them, but this is now the new me. No, once you in it, your ass in it for life, unless you're dead. Well, anyway, guys, you can keep reading the comments.
I want to say this about Mason, too. When you have the Masonic ring on it, you wear it, you actually supposed to have the points pointed towards your heart, reminding you of the penalty or obligation, because when you get your third-degree Mason, you get stabbed on both sides of your chest with the compass. And they use all that, and if you take the compass and the square and you lay it on top of one another, and if you draw the points out, again, you form the pentagram.
Wow. You knew about this, Dave?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've told ministers it, and they've gotten out of it.
Wow.
And one of the degrees, the distress sign, we have the distress sign. It ain't no degree higher than third degree anyway, and that's real talk. But once you get up, like one of them is like this, folks, and it's actually mocking Jesus with the thorns on his head. That's actually one of the distress signs, where you have your hand above your head. You stand up with your hands up in the air, like how Jesus was crucified. It wasn't on a cross like so. It was like so. So you stand up with your hands like so, and you take your hands and you put it like so, and you form a distress sign. But that's not what I do. Whenever I'm on the highway, I got ways of talking to people. Mason can talk to another Mason day or night. And so we use flashlights or light at night. And then in the daytime, we'll do it so quick and so fast that if you pass, even if you're Easter Star, you'll recognize. If he passed, he'll make. But if you're not, you won't paying attention to it. You'll think I'm just doing something. But we have signs. Usually, if we're on the highway, we won't be out there long. 18-wheelers will pull over and do whatever they have to do to straighten you up, and that's the truth. It's a very powerful fraternity, more so than the Illuminati.
Wow.
They might be one and the same.
He's schooling y'all out there in South Space Land, because he talking about some shit I didn't even know. It's my Lolo know. He know all that right there. Wow.
All right, let's jump back in here, man. Kathy Wilson says, so much good information.
Hey, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
She's a principal. She has her doctorate degree, doesn't she? Yeah. She's been a principal. What's her maiden name? That's her maiden name.
Barfield, I believe.
Kathy Wilson. Kathy. That might be somebody different. I apologize. That's somebody different.
Yeah, if it's not the same one that I grew up under.
Yeah.
Okay. Small Town Mississippi says, great show with Low.
What up?
What up, Small Town?
Mississippi.
All right. Dennis Allen, Valerie Lard says, hey, y'all, very interesting podcast.
What up, Val?
Hey,
That's
Val.
my ex-co-worker from out there at the prison.
She still working out there?
I don't think she is.
She done got married to one of the inmates. Nah, I just picking.
No.
I'm just picking at her.
Okay. Let me go up a little bit. Dennis Allen says, Percy. All right, Dennis, we'll figure that out later. Marquand Johnson, if I'm saying that right, Marquand Johnson says, Mimi Hampton here. My brother from Denver says, being gone 5 years, this city hasn't built up any.
That's right.
You know who they is,
Yeah,
right?
that's Coach Hampton's sister.
And her brother from Denver, my baby sister, used to date Willie back in the day.
Yeah.
They still interact on the phone, talk on the phone.
Talking about Trish?
Yeah, she used to date him back. Yeah, she went to school with him.
Well, I done gave Trish away once time. I just kidding. How old Trish then?
Oh, they was in high school.
Oh, so when she first started in the band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just high school.
When your mom was giving me all that head. Boy, if I try to get Trish out the back door, the mama be out with, she ain't going singing today. Two-Belt, oh yeah, folks, I want y'all to know that David Hope, Two-Belt, and that guy that's singing, that's Two-Belt, that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Matty Turner says, not $1,200 for opening ceremony Olympics. Just asking.
Yep, $1,200.
Okay. Stacy Dixon says, good evening, everyone.
What is Stacy?
Hey, Stacy.
Thais E said, I know about the Masons. My family has some.
You ain't gonna know if you're not a member of that organization, and you won't know if you just go in there and listen at the stories being told. It's there for, see, that's the reason, they always say that about us. If you want to hide something from us, put it in a book. It's the same way about Masonry. You have to actually read to know what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't tell you anything.
No, they don't tell you.
Okay, Kathy Wilson says Kathy Barfield Wilson. So that is
Miss
Kathy.
Wilson. Kathy. Kathy, we got to get you a part of this administration. Now, if we can get you to run for mayor, that'd be good. She galvanized community. She is so, Kathy, I am so proud of you. I mean, she's done great. Her family has, but she really has done great in her family. She was the baby girl.
She a principal?
Yeah, she was a principal a couple of times in Clarksdale around here. It's kind of like people here that are talented and very educated have to leave and go elsewhere because people like Percy is intimidated by a strong, intelligent black woman like Rita Jack.
You know, she relates to Jackie Barfield, Terrell Barfield.
Jackie Barfield is her sister-in-law. Terrell Barfield is her nephew.
That's my cousin.
Well,
Norman Jimson, that's my cousin.
Jackie?
No, that's a different. We talking about Robert Lee Barfield and Emma Barfield.
Okay.
Emma Barfield is her sister-in-law. Now, I don't know what relation they are.
We all can.
Yeah, okay.
All of
yeah.
them, they might kinfolk.
Yeah, her brother's Robert Lee Barfield. She's the baby girl.
Okay.
Yeah. And Nazel Barfield, I don't know what her mama name, but Miss Nazel was like one of, the adults. You know how she was mama. That's who she was.
You know Norma, though, the past way? Norma?
Yeah, I know Norma. Yeah, I know Norma. I know
drive
Jackie.
taxi.
Jackie used to be, her son is, Jaywalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Erica Adams says, Lolo, go down their row.
What up, Erica?
Hey, Erica.
Okay, Penny Holt says, David said someone, Kathy Barfield, y'all grew up with her. So
That's
she's
right,
just
yeah.
confirming that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Penny. That ain't Penny, y'all. That Miss Two-Belt. Lord. Miss Two-Belt ain't no joke.
And that's it. Phone lines are open. You guys got 5 minutes. So
5
we got to
minutes.
get home and find out
And
what's
so
going
with that-
on with these polls.
And we still got plenty of time. But I
Okay.
want to talk about the black convenience store. We have a black convenience store that's on A Street, and people, we got to patronize it. Now, I got to tell you that this person here, I like him a lot. He told me not to call his name, so I ain't going to call his name. but he just bought a business not too far from mine. I don't want to give too much information, but he knows who I'm talking about. And so what I told him, I said, why don't you get one of your relatives to do some work? Now, I don't want, if I was to talk, now see, Tubeville, he know if I get to talking too much, I'm going to slip something out. Y'all going to figure it out. But anyway, I was telling him, no, man, it take too long. I'm getting the white folks done. So I got to say this to you out there, people. When you hire white people to do something for black folks, that's $1 that leave our community that will never come back. And do you realize that I go and I buy gas from my nephew? I do. Now, I could go to Walmart and I can get gas for $1.56, 57 cents. I go down there and pay $1.89. If it costs $2, I don't care. I'm going to go get it from him. Not so much because he's my nephew and my sister Joanne, but because they are a black business. This is the first black business that's, you know, they had a lot of stores here, but they didn't sell gas. That's a convenience store that sell beer and gas. And they're going to start having a lottery there. And so I said this to say this, and then I look over there and I saw the guy had Mexicans working for him. Now, you ain't going to go anywhere and find where a Mexican hire black folks. And so, folks, we got to really, this is a reality check for you. You really, really, really got to start hiring your own kind. Do you realize that if you have an uncle, I'm just throwing this out as an example. If you have an uncle that's an electrician and you don't hire your uncle, do you realize that it's going to be time that your uncle going to need money or need something? If he come to you and he's dying, he's hurt, you're going to do all your kin to save your uncle. You're going to give your uncle money so that he don't get put outdoors or somehow. But how about you pay your uncle? Well, if it take your uncle 2 days, 2 weeks longer, you got money that you're keeping not only in the black community, you're keeping it in your family, and you empowering your own. We've really got to learn to empower our own, and we're not doing that. Dice, I know you got to say something about that because I see you over there, so you got to say something about it, and Lolo got to say something about it.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, that most definitely is true. I'm proud of them, and I go by there and I get my gas as well. I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks, matter of fact. It's just good to have somebody black back in business on 8th Street like that. You know, my Uncle Fred was the first one. He had, if you go up a little further, Fred Brown.
That's right.
You go up
that's
a little
right.
further, he
that's
had
right.
the cafe,
that's right. That show
the
is
gas,
right.
and the liquor
that's
store
right.
when
that's
I
right.
was a little kid.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
What you're saying is true. So Fred Brown was actually the first.
That's it.
Show them. But you know that.
Fred Brown.
Yeah, remember Fred Brown? Remember they have a way of putting us out of business, and they take over those businesses. And we got to support our own. Had we supported him more, but we did then. We did then.
That's right.
So other variables may have happened. We don't know, but we supported black businesses then, and we need to do so now because it was ingrained in us. We had a lot of black businesses, and Percy done closed down 5th Street. Now let's talk about Frankberry a little bit before we go out. I want to talk about Frankberry. I went to Frankberry the other day, and y'all know I talked about Mary Doss. Mary Doss was kicked out of Frankberry because she had an apartment fire, no fault of her own. How about I went there and I talked to the manager. I said, you just can't do that. I said, I'm coming here and giving you the opportunity for y'all to do something. How about these people are contracted by Meridian Housing Authority? So, Lo, I want you to contact Ron Turner and make Ron Turner aware of what's going on because he can intervene. Because they done took this lady, they kicked her out of her apartment. They won't give her another one. And she ain't got nowhere to stay. Wow. You know, she's staying where she can. And how about they have insurance? The insurance don't pay for it. And the fire marshal didn't say it was her fault. They said it was unintentional,
so
unintentional fire.
What the reason?
They don't have a reason. They're saying that she's responsible for anything happened to the house, not when it's unintentional, not act of God. This is kind of like an act of God. If you didn't cause it, it's an act of God. And so she's put out. So I want you to reach out to Ron Turner to get him to intervene with Frank Bear and tell them that. Because if it don't, then it's going to be a lawsuit against the city of Meridian and those people too, and they ain't going to have a leg to stand on because it ain't nothing that she did.
Before we end the show, Dice need to pull up them 2 pictures.
Yeah, Dice, you got to pull up those 2 pictures. We got to show this. And we going to end it on election. Lo, you got to talk about them 2 pictures. Pull up number 1, Dice.
All right, give me just a second. Y'all keep rapping for a second.
Lo, tell them about the 2 pictures.
Now, this is a picture that someone sent to me from Meridian Public School. This is, I assume, a white teacher, a picture of President Obama holding up a Trump and Pence sign, as in President Obama telling the student to vote for Trump and Pence. Now, you got Meridian Public Schools, I would say 95% black African American. So I'm pretty sure the teacher is teaching majority black student with a picture of Obama looking like, appeared to be a clown, holding up a Trump and Pence sign.
And so we're going to show you that sign. Yeah, go ahead, Dice. Put the pictures up there. Continue, Law.
And I just wonder why she's still, is she still teaching there? I'm told she's still a teacher there. And someone told me they talked to Mr. Hubbard last year before he was let go or before he resigned or whatnot. And he said, oh, that's just a picture. That's been there for some years. It doesn't matter. Your child can't even go to Meridian Public School wearing an Obama shirt without being sent home. I remember a few years ago, one of my boys went to school, up to the high school to be exact, with Obama hoodie. And I received a phone call asking me to bring them something else because they're not allowed to wear a political attire on the school campus. But yet, she got this inside the, look, not only on the ground, but inside the classroom. Now, Maya now, she's an English and literature teacher. What the hell is she doing with this inside this classroom? And
not only that, that's grounds for termination in my opinion, but watch and see, let's see what happens. See, you have a different set of rules around here. You have a set of rules for them and a set of rules for us. And that's the very reason why our people, we should be teaching our children. It should be us. And we don't have to worry about that. See, this is how they brainwash our children and set our children up for failure too, because their glass ceiling and that brick wall still exists for black folks. I don't care how much education you get.
Trick these young black kids, and they so immature, they'll be falling for the okey-dokey. They'll be thinking she a lovable person. But look on her page, she even referred to Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, but Joe Biden and Obama as dumb and dumber.
And I want to kind of like talk about this here like a little bit before I go low.
Okay.
I want to talk about this here is like on folks, I be on the phone sometime. And, you know, a lot of you out there, your phone is your Bible, but it's not for me. It's a necessary tool in order for me to interact. But I don't keep my phone with me all the time. So if you call me and 3 hours later I still hadn't talked to you, it could mean that I'm on my way to Birmingham and I didn't take my phone. It doesn't mean I have anything to hide or that I'm peeping or sleeping or creeping or anything like that. And I don't think anyone in their right mind should expect me to answer the phone if I'm on the phone talking to you. Mm-hmm. And it so happened that I do talk to Lo on the phone. I talk to Dice sometime, and I talk to other people. And when I'm talking on the phone, when you talking, it's important, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Very important. Lo call me a lot, and sometimes I'm on the phone already talking to somebody. So many people call me for help. They don't have any other avenue. And for you to take that personal, then that's not a problem with me. That's a problem with you. And I'm gonna go a little bit deeper than that. I don't know though. We got to go to an executive session for this. So I'll continue this if, no, we ain't going in executive session today. We getting ready to go home. I'm getting ready to say that thing about the Dice Man. We going to go into executive session after we get off the air because we getting ready to go home. But we'll talk about it Thursday. But these who here going to tell me where to talk about it now. Y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all for listening. Dice Man.